And when it comes to street photography and photography in general, when we practice something many times, we might get more experience and we might be able to show everything we've been doing and everything we've been learning. But sometimes we are just feeling like we are repeating ourselves over and over again. As we acquire more experience, sometimes it seems like we are stuck in the same place. We always need to find that little spark that can actually push us to do something new. But this motivation is something that we need to create for ourselves to remind us why we are doing what we are doing. A couple of days ago, I was planning to do the same photography walk around the same places. Now, because the winter is starting, all the weather, all these surroundings can actually change in a couple of minutes. Grabbed my camera, went up the hill, and started getting to know everything again. Every single detail I overlooked for the last couple of months became something new, something exciting. With the atmosphere around, everything looks like it was meant to be. But in a normal day, it was just something that I would have just overlooked. A very boring hole, a very boring tree, everything was an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to get surprised. Some scenarios that looked really boring actually became something very similar to a movie scene. The mist actually make everything have an intriguing atmosphere. This tiny spark, this new thing that I added to my entire photography and videography is something that I was actually looking for. And I think at that moment this curiosity of mine was back. I'm not the type of person that enjoys being the center of the pictures, but when it comes to something that conceptual and something so experimental like this, with the atmosphere at that time, I couldn't tell myself no. Everything was set, I learned how to time the camera, and you can actually see myself trying to do this over and over again. It took about 5 tries to get something to show, and you can actually see my face knowing that I have probably managed to do a proper decent photo. And I believe that this set of photos are probably one of the best I have taken this year. And it was at that moment that I decided to make a couple of self-portraits. But I wanted to do it my way. And at the same time, I wanted to show everybody how little we can be in comparison to everything around us. But when you have something new like rain or a little bit of mist, you can actually add that something new, that element of surprise into your photography. And there are so few moments where I realized I actually got something good. Later in that week, I tried to experiment a little bit more with this method. And I know very well it's not street photography, but I kind of like this type of self-portrait experiments. The spatial sensation we can perceive with every single one of these new photos are really different from the ones I used to take. By taking a little risk, I managed to create a new genre for my photography onwards. And I think this is the reason why I bought myself a second-hand camera 2 years ago. To surprise myself and to prove myself that I can create something unique.